Hello. All right. Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Stevie, good morning. Carolyn, good morning. Nice to see you, ladies. Not sure if you're in my 30-day challenge, but if you're not, I'd love you to join me. Hi, Pat. Happy Saturday, October 1st. Today is my 28th wedding anniversary. Crazy. Yeah. All right. So my 30-day challenge, I hope that you have joined it. So weird. The numbers of who's here kind of keeps going all over the place for me. So I don't know what's real and what's Memorex. But anyway, so 30-day challenge starting today. We're going to keep track every day of our balance. We're going to use one posture to challenge ourselves for 30 days. So I'm not sure if any of you were signed up for that. You could go to my homepage. It's there. You'll get a welcome email with welcome video. Yeah, I spelled that right. Thank you, Caroline. You'll get a welcome video and welcome email, and then something to print out to keep track every day if you'd like, or unless you have a calendar of choice, you could write that down. And this is going to be something I think is really important because I'd say that balance is probably the biggest concern of people as we age. You lose your balance, and there's many factors as to why. And so it happens for all of us as we lose muscle tissue, bone tissue, less muscles to convey through the nerves that we need to strengthen, turn on so we don't fall here, turn on so we don't fall there, whatever all those apparatuses are that's in the body. So I hope that you join me in that. It's free and it should be a fun thing for us to do, and to hopefully people will post photos and be interactive so it can be very group-like. And then is there anything you'd like to share, anything you'd like to ask, anything at all, let me know. And otherwise, I have an intention for today's practice that I'd like to do. So if you have anything to ask or to share, go ahead. If not, I'm going to go back there and do my thing, which is work on strength, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So all of that. All right. So nothing to report. All right. Here we go. Okie dokie. For today's practice, I will be focusing on the glutes and the legs and the lower body, making sure that we are strong, that we are limber, that we increase the joint range of motion so that we can really honestly age as well as possible. This lower part is really important for that. And I'd like to do some things today, some postures today, but really to kind of get you to think about what can you do if you're not watching a video, and if you wanted to do something for yourself. And this is pretty much how I began my practice. I would go to classes and then I would be like, I don't remember what to do. And even when I first started studying to become a teacher in 2010, actually 2009 is when I started studying to become a yoga teacher. And I remember even then, I'm like, I don't remember this. I don't remember how to do all these things. But what I find is if you come down onto your back on the ground and you start to move your body, whether it's pushing away from the floor and lifting your body up or moving your legs side to side, there is benefit in moving our body and moving at the joints. Lying down on the ground seems to be a really safe way to do that. And then if you close your eyes and you go inside and you start to actually explore and be connected to what's happening, you'll be able to keep yourself safe. So I'd love it that you would develop your own practice, because the word yoga and the practice of yoga is a self-connection, a self-care, and a self-love tool of you taking care of you, whatever that is. I'll share, of course, postures that we have certain intentions, but I also want you to think that whenever you're down on your belly or on your back, that there's a lot that you can do for self-healing and self-care. So let's begin the practice today in a, I'd like to begin today in a way that is one of the ways to take daily life out of your body. So I'm going to support this part of my body, the heart, and I'm going to do this with my blanket, taking my blanket and rolling my blanket into thirds or folding my blanket into thirds. And that's going to go behind my heart. So the other props for today would be the block and the strap. Put those off to the side. And then bring your blanket onto the ground. For some of you, you may need something else at your head. For others, you may be okay like this. So see what's appropriate for you. I don't think I need anything underneath my head. And even though this looks like a small amount, it can be pretty substantial when you start to support a back bend, which is what this is. So bring yourself down onto the ground. And then make sure when you come down that this is appropriate for you. So we're trying to stretch the least flexible part of the spine. I like to begin with my knees bent, and feet flat. And then close your eyes. Bring your arms wherever they feel appropriate stretch. Lift your head up, lengthen your neck. Feel your sacrum, which is the base of your spine, right in your pelvis. Feel that pressing into the ground. Maybe you feel tension in the low back, maybe the armpits, the ribs, noticing where you feel the stretch. And let's do a little to relax any tension that may be in the low back area. The knees are bent, the feet are flat. Knees could be touching each other. Neck is long, arms are out to the side. The blanket is right behind your heart. Make sure it's not too high. You don't want the blanket at the upper back. You want it right behind the heart. Supporting this spinal extension posture. And then noticing if you feel tension low back, let's work your core and your pelvis to help to soften any tension you feel in the low back area, if you feel any. So take an inhale. As you exhale, imagine you're zippering up a tight pair of jeans. Zipper, zipper, zipper. Press your belly towards the spine. Try to press the low back towards the ground. All the way up to the lower ribs if you can. And then when you inhale, soften your belly, rocking back towards the tailbone, the tip of your tailbone. Exhale to zipper up, flattening the low back. Inhale to rock towards your tailbone. Closing your eyes, you're tilting your pelvis backwards, trying to flatten the low back, flatten the top edge of your pelvis. And then you're softly going back to a neutral on the inhale. Close your eyes. Feel this. This is actually moving the spine. You may feel this translate all the way up to where your heart is, maybe up to the underarm area. It's very subtle. You might even feel your spine moving. I feel mine moving. I could feel movement at the joints. Rocking all the way to the tip of the tailbone and then all the way towards flattening the low back towards the ground. Do one more like that. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Walk your feet so that they're about wider than your body, not all the way to the edge of the mat. Your chest is on the blanket. So I want you to be quiet and slow here. Close your eyes. Kneecaps are pointing up towards the sky. Feel the heaviness of your pelvis. Feel the center of the tailbone in the ground. Lengthen the back neck, tuck the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, let your knees go to the side. Keep the soles of the feet on the ground. Exhale back to center. Inhale the other direction. And then back to center. Go slow here. Keep your soles of your feet on the ground. Close your eyes. Feel the low back. Feel the sacrum. Feel the hips. You don't want to be crazy here. You want to feel what feels appropriate. Notice where the stretch is. And then what's going on with one side versus the other. Becoming your own physical therapist, your own yoga therapist, so you could figure out how to keep your body safe forever. Bring yourself back up to center. Take your feet wide as the mat, off the mat even. Take an exhale. Inhale slowly, let your legs go to the left, slowly. Notice how the body weight rocks towards the left tushy, and the right tushy either lifts off or there's no weight in the right tushy. And as the right leg starts to go more to the left, you may feel that stretch coming all the way up to your arms, your armpit. Let your arms be out to the side. On the exhale, you're going to zipper up or contract your core. Try to press the top edge of the pelvis into the ground when you do this. Inhale over slowly to the right. If you try to keep your pelvis in that posterior tilt, you'll keep your low back safe. Closing your eyes, feeling where the stretch goes in your body. Go slow with breath. Exhale back to center. Try to roll the top edge of your pelvis into the ground. Inhale to the side. See if you could feel joints moving, bones moving. How does this feel? Where do you feel the stretch? Do you experience it in your neck, your underarms, your arms, by the heart, the chest, low back, hips? Where do you feel it and what do you feel? Slowly trying to expand and stretch your body glove. And then finish your last one. Bring yourself back to center. Walk your feet back. Let's explore. Can you take the right leg long? Can you take the left leg long? Notice what that does to your chest. That's going to deepen the stretch in your chest, maybe. If it feels okay to have your legs straight off your body, keep them there. Flex the feet, reach the heels away, making sure whatever you're choosing is appropriate. Or if there's a little tension in your body and your back, you could take your legs wide and come more into a relaxed position, letting your feet flop open to the sides. So find what feels okay as we support this back bend in your spine. Bring your awareness to your head. Start to let your head go side to side. Let one breath take you in one direction, the other breath in the other direction. And then bring yourself back to center. Let the weight of your body go. The weight of the right leg be heavy. Left leg be heavy. Torso heavy. Right arm heavy, left arm and your head. Keep your mouth closed, breathing in and out through your mouth. Or no, breathing in and out through your nose. Mouth is closed. Let's do Sukha Pranayama, breath of peace, equal inhale, equal exhale. I'm going to do the count of 6. If that works for you, great. If not, you could do less. 6 is actually the natural sinus rhythm of the heart. So this helps to calibrate your sinus rhythm and your body's natural rhythm if you're able to do 6, or work your way up to that if you're not able to do it yet. Keep the mouth closed, breathing in and out through the nose. Take a big exhale. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue on your own counting. Keep your mind preoccupied with counting. Keep counting. 6 on the inhale, 6 on the exhale if you can. Wherever you are, finish this breath and take 2 more breaths. Finishing your last breath, let your breath go. Start to move your body in any way you feel it wants to move, wiggling the fingers and the toes. If you want to come into a full outstretched position, you could try that. Having that blanket behind your heart is a supported back bend, stretching the front of the body, the front of the spine. And the muscles that get tight from sitting or doing forward motions all day long, which is what we mostly do. So taking yesterday or days before out of your body, try to draw the lower ribs away from the pelvis, stretch the belly. Maybe you experience a stretch in your ears. This stretches so many aspects of us, so many joints, and helps to open up the lines of communication for balance and receptivity in your body. Go ahead and bend your legs. Let's take the arms, do a little jumping jack action, stretching the chest muscles, the shoulders, maybe some of the muscles of the arms. See if you can bring the arms towards overhead or overhead to touch, elbows towards the waist. Do what's appropriate to you. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your hands onto your belly, noticing what you notice in your body, where you felt that stretch, what was appropriate. And then bring yourself onto your side. Bring your hand onto the ground in front of you and push yourself up to a seated position. So our behaviors all day are going to create a certain shape in your body. There's going to be a response with your body posturally and alignment in the joints. And if we don't correct that, the mechanisms that come down to protect our joints when they're out of alignment, no matter how slight it is, 1 millimeter off center, there's minerals that leave the bones to lay down protection. And eventually, if we are always in that position, then those substances harden. So the mineral deposits that come for protection eventually turn into a harder substance. And at their hardcore, this is what bone spurs, what a bone spur is, that there was a protection need in an area and the minerals came to lay down protection. And if it wasn't broken up and utilized and realigned back to the neutral position, then there would be a bone spur that forms. And I know that many people have that, and it is from improper alignment at some point, or an injury or an issue at some point, and the body had to respond. So with posture, it's a slow, subtle thing that happens in our lives every day. And then all of a sudden you realize years later that you have rounded shoulders, or maybe you don't even notice that it's postural. But what happens when we are posturally rounded is you start to have shoulder issues. And that is what I have been noticing more and more, even in my own body, from our lifestyle that seems to be more at home or more in front of devices, is that we are more forward. So this position here, this is a supported back bend. You could put this behind your spine or across the heart to get this shape of a rainbow to come into your body. And that is the opposite of the way we're living our lives. So try to find something like this as often as you can, closing your eyes and exploring what's going on and where do you feel the stretch and what feels that it's appropriate or not for you. So let's begin the practice today. Take your blanket and fold your blanket. We're going to come to a seated position to do a little bit with the upper body to create some space and some strength in the upper body. So I'll give you a couple of options here. My favorite and not manageable, I know for all, is to do a supported hero's posture, where I take a block and I put a block in between my ankles and I sit back on the block. This can be done with a block between your heels. It can be done with 2 or 3 blocks or a couple of pillows, and it's not for everyone. So hopefully, if you're close, you could actually get to this position. I've had many people that are close and they kept trying, and then they're able to get their knees to bend. But if your knees don't bend, then you can come into a crisscross leg position, a seated position, or even get a chair and be elevated. because we're going to focus here on strengthening and lengthening and opening up the upper body. And so I want to make sure that you're in a comfortable lower seated position and that your pelvis is stabilized so that everything we're doing is in this upper body, strengthening posture, strengthening alignment, strengthening joint coordination. So let's take your hands out to the side, inhale, and then exhale to touch your shoulders. Inhale out, all the way out, stretching your fingers so that hopefully you even feel a stretch here, and then start to point your fingers down and up. So you're bending your elbows, bending your wrists. And then bring your hands up, bring your arms up and down. Feel your shoulder blades sliding and gliding up and down your back. Let it be that the elbows reach up, your hands are on your shoulders. This is doable for many people, even if you do have shoulder issues. Imagine you're up against a wall. The back of your head is touching a wall. The shoulder blades are touching the wall, and you're trying to graze the back of the elbows up and down the back wall. Inhale up, and then exhale, chin to chest. Bring your hands together. Bring your elbows towards each other, maybe touching if you can, or towards that. And then lift them straight up. Let your throat open as well. When you get up here, take your elbows wide as you can. Feel the low ribs stretching away from the belly. Maybe you feel the belly stretch. You feel strain in your head because you're holding your head up, so you're strengthening the muscles of the upper back. Exhale, bring the elbows down towards each other and up. Be as big as you can here and stretch as much of you as you can here. One more. And then bring yourself back to center. Take your arms alongside your body. Palms are up. Exhale. Inhale. Open your hands to the side as far as you can. Exhale back to center. Long spine, chin is parallel towards the ground. Inhale, open. Exhale back to center. Try to put one hand on top and then the other. This is rotator cuff muscles you're stretching. See how it is for you. And then come all the way out. Exhale. Inhale, arms go straight out to the side. Exhale, back to center. Straight out, back to center. Start going a little higher. Let your gaze be lifted. Let your chest be lifted. A little higher. And then bring yourself up to a scarecrow position. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Hands are facing up. Inhale. And then bring your hands forward, fingertips forward, palms are down. And then see if you could go farther. Keep your upper arm bones where they are. Slowly inhale. Keep your neck long, chin parallel, and then slow exhale. Rotator cuff muscles. Breaking up any deposits that are settling in your shoulders so they don't get hard. Frozen shoulder, bone spurs, things that require surgery later on. Feeling that heat in the upper back, muscularly strengthening your postural muscles. Last one. And then bring your arms down. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and they're down. And then bring yourself down. Grab your strap. We're going to do some stretching here. Do what's appropriate for you depending on your shoulders. Take your arms wide. Reach up and back. Feel that stretch. And go up towards your head and back towards your tushy. If it's appropriate for your shoulders and your chest muscles. And then come up and stay up. Stay here. And then bring the strap down. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. So we're going to strengthen this upper part of our body because the lower part of your body needs to manage the upper part of the body. And if your upper part of your body is weak and is always forward folding or moving forward, you put tremendous pressure on the lower body, on the knees, on the hip joint, and on the low back. So we want to make sure that this can hold itself up, that the upper part of our body can maintain our head in space. So we want to strengthen the upper body. So take your strap not too far, not too wide here with your strap, pulling out on your strap. You're going to reach up, pull out on that strap, and then slide the strap down. Keep the strap away from your head. Don't let it touch your head. So push it back as you pull it down. Shoulder blades slide towards each other and then down towards your pelvis. Feel that strong muscular action of the back muscles. Towards each other and down. And then stay down, stay here. Pull the strap out, slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Draw the tips of your shoulder blades strongly down towards your pelvis. Look forward. You can look up a little. Don't let the strap touch your head. Push it away from your head. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your heart. Push your pelvis down into your block or whatever you're sitting on. Belly button towards the spine. Take one more breath. And then bring your arms forward. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. Creating more muscles on your body. That means more energy production. And that means stronger bones and better posture and alignment. And then bring yourself back to center. Close your eyes. Connect. Notice what you notice. And then open your eyes. Take your elbows right alongside your body. The ear. Inhale, push it straight up towards the sky. Back to center. Straight up towards the sky. Stretch your neck. Take tension out of your neck. Straight up. Come back to neutral, teeth together. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin up towards the sky. Chin to chest. Bring yourself back up to center. So let's move on. Take your block off to the side. We're going to come into a lunge. When we do a lunge, this is a lot of strengthening for the lower body. It stretches and strengthens. We're using weight bearing. So do what's appropriate for you. Coming onto your shins, you're also going to see too that this is a lot of balance stuff that happens here too. So then there's a lot of core strengthening and a lot of alignment and stabilizing muscles turn on for this. So bring forward your left foot. Bring your left foot forward. Take your hands on top of your foot. Now to make this more challenging, you would bring the left foot forward quite a bit and you would have yourself in alignment. To make this a little bit easier, you take the left foot out to the side if balance is a real issue here for you. So this is going to challenge your balance and it's going to do some strengthening and some lengthening. So come up here, your hip joint needs to figure out where you are in space. Push that front leg into the floor, that front foot, that front heel, activate the glute. Take your hands on top of your thigh, inhale, and then exhale, bring your whole pelvis forward, bend the front knee and the front hip. And then exhale back. You inhale to come forward, let your gaze go up, bend the front knee and the front hip. Your whole pelvis moves forward. You'll feel the stretch in the front of that back hip. Last one, you're gonna come forward, stay here. See if you could put your right hand on the outside of your left knee and take your left hand on your thigh. You're forward here. You don't have your tushy up here. Make sure your pelvis goes forward. That's the important thing. If you would like, you could lengthen your spine, come down to the elbow, and then bring the hands together. You could stay here in this deep twist. And if you want more, you could flip the back toes under, lift the back knee off if you can. Lots of lower body strength required here. Deep breaths wherever you are. We're going to come down, bringing yourself down slowly, all the way out. And then take a pause here, either staying up or coming onto your heels, if that's appropriate for your knees. And then bring yourself up. Now you're going to bring your right foot forward. Either close together, which is harder, foot forward is harder, or a little bit out to the side. It's your practice, your body. Let this standing hip manage what's happening here with balance. Push that front heel into the floor, turning on that back side body on that side. And then bring your hands onto your knee. Take an exhale. Inhale, slowly come forward. And then exhale, push that front heel into the floor. Inhale, bending the front knee, front hip. Exhale. One more, you're going to come forward, stay here. Push that front heel into the floor. That's going to straighten that front leg backside. Then if you'd like, take the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Take the right hand on the waist. Maybe this is where you stay. Or if you'd like to go lower, you bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Hands are together, long spine, no rounding in your spine. Maybe this is where you stay, or you flip the left foot under, lift the left knee off, long spine. Do what you can. Finishing that last breath. Slowly bring your knee down, bring yourself forward, bring yourself out. Come to rest, catch your breath. So we're going to come into a plank pose. Strength, very strong, strengthening pose here. Take your hands underneath your shoulders if you can. That would be ideal. Let's stretch the calves and the feet first. Take a foot under and stretch. And do the same thing with the other. Do this a couple of times. Feel your calf stretch. Feel your toes bend. So we're going to come up and we're going to do a plank for 5 breaths, whatever that is for you. So take one foot back and then the other 5 breaths here, whatever that is for you. And then you could come down to rest at the end of your 5th breath. When you come down, come into a puppy dog. Let your hands be wide and long, your spine long. Bring your head onto the block or onto the ground. Stretch your body, stretch your spine. Take one more breath. And bring yourself up. Bring yourself out. All right, so we're going to go on to our backs and do some more for the low body. And before we go down, we'll do one more posture that will be for the lower body or for the back body. So you're going to come into a reverse plank position. So I like the fingers to be facing towards the tushy because it helps to support the upper chest area. If you need to modify, you could turn your hands out to the side, but try to have your hands pretty close together so that you're really supporting your upper body. You're not letting your upper body collapse. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Legs are straight. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Exhale. Inhale to rise. Take 5 breaths, your breaths. And then bring yourself down. Catch your breath in whatever way you'd like, closing your eyes. And then open your eyes. It's nice, especially after you do a strong posture, to actually gather yourself again. And that's part of the instructions in the Book of Yoga, which is the book that most Western yoga uses, the Yoga Sutras. There's only 3 lines out of 196 that are on the physical practice. All of the other ones are on the mind. And so out of those 3 slokas, they're called, they say you need to go between sthira and sukha, effort and ease. So doing the effort and then finding the ease at the end of that effort. So we're going to come onto our backs, take your blanket up to the top, have your block and your strap handy. Bring yourself onto your side, come all the way down. Let's warm up our body here. Take your arms really long, your legs long, or arms out to the side if you need to modify. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly draw one knee up. Inhale to lengthen. Go slow here. Exhale to draw one knee in. If this is too much for you, you could bend your knees and do this. So if the low back doesn't like this, because it's a lot of core work and a lot of stabilizing work for the trunk, you could bend your knees and do this. Go slow. You inhale to lengthen. You exhale to contract. One more each side. Bend your knees, bring your arms out to the side. Do a little to strengthen your core and to notice what your core strength is. So feel the pelvis touching the ground. Low back is away from the ground. You're in what's called a neutral pelvis. So let's notice what you notice about your core here. This will give you a little indication of your core strength. Inhale. And then exhale, draw one knee up towards your chest without moving your low back. Don't let the low back press towards the ground. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale to lower. Close your eyes. Feel the sacrum in the ground, the middle area of the pelvis. See if you could keep your pelvis stable, your trunk stable, as you exhale to draw the knee in. Now we're going to change this up. See if you could switch without the other foot touching the ground. So you lift one up, and before the other one, that one goes down, you start to lift the other one up. Stabilize your pelvis. Don't let it rock. See if you can hold on to the weight as you switch legs. Go slow. It's harder to go slow. Trunk stabilization, core work. Hip flexors, legs. If you want to get real fancy, can you do both legs at the same time on the exhale? Keeping your body from rocking, keeping the low back away from the ground, and the belly from popping up. Last one. Then draw the knees into your chest. So either doing single quickly, or double. Testing your core, testing your ability to stabilize. Take your feet, walk your feet away from you. So they're pretty far away from you, and they're hip distance. And you're going to dig your heels into the ground. You're going to draw your toes up towards your kneecaps. Dig your heels into the ground. See if, and then hold on to the side of your mat. Pull down with your hands, push your heels into the floor, feet up towards your knees, and see if you could flatten your low back into the floor. And then rock back towards the tailbone. Pull the toes strongly up. You're activating the shins, digging the heels in, and rocking your pelvis back. Giving a little relief to that psoas. Try to let the psoas let go of the lumbar spine. One more, you're going to come in and stay. Press the heels in, toes are up towards your knees. Try to let the low back flatten like an elevator dropping towards the ground. Strong toes towards the knees. So activating the front of the body. And then release. Let your toes go down for a second. Let your hands soften their grip. Dig your heels into the ground. Let the low back press into the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Press and lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. You won't get very high if your legs are pretty far away. And this is going to be a lot of hamstring and glute minimus, right where the legs attach the body. So make sure that you're moving not too high. I don't want this to go into the low back. I want it to stay in the glutes and in the hamstrings. Then lift yourself up, come up and stay up. Stay here. Push your heart towards the sky. Don't collapse your chest. And then slowly bring yourself down. Let your feet relax, feeling some work in the shins, in the front of the ankle joint.
And then walk your feet back so they're at the neutral. Take your feet off the ground, you're at the neutral. Tilt your pelvis back so the low back touches the ground. Walk your feet so that they're hip distance. They're not as wide as your body, a little closer than that. And then lift just the tushy off, maybe up towards the low back, and hover. Press your left foot into the floor. Keep your pelvis stable. Imagine you have a tray of mocktails, mineral water with mint sprigs and muddled berries. And then allow the right foot to float away from the ground, just barely, stabilizing your pelvis with your left side. And then let the right foot come down. Press the right foot into the ground, left foot hovers, stabilize here. And then slowly bring the left foot down. And then bring your whole body down. Draw the knees into your chest, rocking across the low back, knees pretty high towards the chest and the armpits. Put your feet onto the ground. So we're going to do a little bit work with bridge here. Bridge, we're pushing away from the ground and we're at some points bending our spine. So let this be that you really articulate your spine, trying to open and stretch the front of the spine, trying to press the back of the spine into itself. Take your upper body and rock your shoulders towards each other. Lift your pelvis off, make sure it's neutral. And then walk your feet away from your body a little. We're going to use the upper body here as well in the beginning. And you don't want any extra pressure in your head or neck. So either take the blanket away from your head or put it down so it's on a really low, small fold if you need that. Exhale. Press the low back towards the ground, tilting the pelvis backwards. Push your feet into the ground. Begin your inhale. Bring the left hand up. Let the head go to the right. Bring your tushy away from the floor to about the lower ribs. And then exhale, place your spine down one vertebra at a time. Go slow with breath. Inhale, right hand, head to the left. Last one on each side. And then bring yourself back to center. Shoulder blades towards each other. Let your hands go on your belly. Pause. So we're going to continue with the bridge. We're going to lift a little higher now. So really having either nothing behind your head or a very small fold of the blanket is going to be safer for your head and neck area. Lifting your head up, lengthening your neck. Let's begin by taking the feet wide, all the way off the mat. Let your arms bend so that your arms are alongside your body. Bring your elbows close to your body. Palms face each other, fingertips up towards the sky. Tilt your pelvis backwards so the low back presses into the ground. Take an exhale. And then inhale. Peel your spine up and away. Close your eyes. Feel your spine lifting all the way up towards the heart. Exhale, slowly place the spine back down on the ground. And again, with the inhale, you peel away. Close your eyes, feel it happen. Use your arms to help lift the rib cage away from the ground. The slower you go, the more strengthening joint work you do. Strengthening your joints, strengthening the little muscles that are in the joints. It's a harder, more advanced, and more intelligent way to practice. So go slow, feel all the tension wherever it is in your body. Try to articulate as many vertebrae as you can. Last one, come up, stay up for a breath. And then slowly bring yourself down. Bring your feet a little closer. So not hip distance, maybe just on the mat from off the mat. Feet could be a little closer to your body if you'd like. Hands are bent, elbows alongside your body. Let's begin by tilting the low back towards the ground. Exhale. Then inhale. Peel your spine up and away. You may get a little higher with the legs closer together. No weight goes into the head and neck, only to the upper back. Exhale to place the spine down. Inhale to lift up. Go slow. Using your core to press the back into the ground and to lift yourself up. So working on good functionality in your body. On this next one, you're going to come up and stay up. Eyes are closed. Press your arms into the ground. Peel your spine up and away. Come up and take one whole breath here. And then slowly bring yourself all the way down. Bring the blanket back. Head on the blanket, draw your knees into your chest. Couple of deep breaths here. Bring your feet down. So doing the bridge with the legs in different areas like that actually strengthens the hip in different ways, the muscles in different ways, whether we're lengthening the muscles and stretching them or keeping them they're neutral or contracting them. So it's a great way to strengthen the hip in a different angle. And we're in the back body, so the glutes, all the glutes are involved in that. Then we're articulating the spine, and it's the core that's involved in helping to let a lot of this action take place. You're lengthening your hip flexors. So a lot of great functional patterning and healthy aging movement in that bridge posture. Like to do one more of them where we use a strap. And so now with the strap, you'll get a little bit more spinal freedom. So you get a little bit more ability to bend your spine, pressing the back of the spine into itself to strengthen the bones, and then more lengthening in the front of the body. Now we're going to be using the side, the lower side body, to be what stabilizes and strengthens. And that gives you a little bit more freedom in the spine. So take your strap and bring your strap around your upper legs, or tie it in a tie if you need to, a bow, or a tie it in a tie. Then you're going to take your blanket away from the back of you, slide your shoulder blades one at a time towards each other, and walk your feet closer together. You could bring your arms alongside your body for this or down beside you. You're going to come up higher than usual when you have the strap. When you push out on the strap, it gives you more freedom to come away from the ground. You want to make sure your weight doesn't go down into your head. You want it to come to the upper chest area or the upper back. You want to stay safe in your spine here. So you decide where you want your arms, slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Feet or hip distance, walk your feet closer to your body. Begin by tilting your pelvis back. Exhale. And then inhale to slowly peel yourself away from the ground. Close your eyes. Feel the back of your body leaving the ground. Feel the bend come into your spine. Exhale to place your spine back down. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Continue with your breath. On your next one, you're going to come up and stay for a breath. And then bringing yourself down slowly. Take the strap off. Blanket back behind your head. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your right leg over your left. Reach up, grab onto your feet. And then draw the legs towards your chest, rocking side to side. Pressing your low back into the ground, stretching the outer hip capsule, the glutes, releasing low back. I'm going to stretch the other side. Take left leg on top of the right, reach up, grab onto your feet, draw your legs towards your body and rock side to side. Bring your feet down. So we're going to come into a supported bridge pose now. Without doing any of the work, we're going to rest on our block. This can strengthen or actually stretch the low back. Better to have zero blanket or very minimal blanket behind your head here. So if it is folded quite a bit, unfold it a little. You're going to take your block, slide your shoulder blades towards each other, walk your feet back, Lift your head up. Try to get the edge of your pelvis, the top edge of your pelvis onto the block first, and then let your pelvis rest on the block. Close your eyes, shoulder blades towards each other. Deep breaths here. You can strengthen your core here. The top of your core is your diaphragm. So push up against gravity, breathing in and down. So the diaphragm presses towards the pelvic floor. If you'd like to go to a deeper inversion, bringing your legs up towards the sky, you could do that, or keep your feet on the ground. You choose what's right for you. If your legs are in the air, go ahead and bring them down one at a time. If you'd like to go to a deeper stretch, you could take one leg long and then the other. You could bring the arms overhead. It's your practice, your body. Find what's appropriate for you. Take one more breath. Bring yourself back to neutral. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your pelvis that's on the block. Feel the weight of your pelvis pressing into the block. Then push your feet into the floor strongly. Feel how you disperse the weight from the pelvic area to the feet, and then release back so that all the weight goes into the pelvis. And then press your feet into the floor, especially your heels. Feel how the weight leaves the back of the body. Do that a couple of times. Weight distribution. On this next one, you're going to push your feet into the floor. Feel how the weight goes out of the pelvis. Then lift the pelvis a little more. Take the block out to the side. Bring your spine back down onto the ground and draw your knees into your chest. So we could disperse our body weight throughout our day. Pushing the heels into the floor is going to bring the body weight into the back of your body, into your glutes, your hamstrings. It's going to take the tension out of the spine, in that pelvic area where the pelvis and the spine are trying to manage what's above and below. So for knee and hip health, spinal health, really using the back of your body more, your awareness into the back of your body so you can protect yourself. Let's come into Shavasana, final rest. Let everything that was practiced today find its way into your cells and into your soul. Do whatever you need. Come into whatever position is appropriate for you. Kariyam, Dina Maya Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hariam, Kariam, Nyaname, Akame, Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hariam, Kariam, Nyaname, Akame, Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Nirname 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 Kame. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your awareness go into your body, to your low back, to your upper back, your neck, your head, your glutes. Explore your body. See what came up for you today. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bending your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. And then rock side to side. Coming onto your side. Using your hand on the ground, you're going to push yourself up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Bring your hands together. Lift your heart. Press your hands into your heart. We're going to close with sound. A gentle hum. Take a big exhale. Inhale.
in gratitude. Namaste. No one else is going to come and take care of us. We have to take care of ourselves. So try these postures every day, something every day, to keep your body strong and limber and mobile forever. All right, so you may feel sore in your tushy. That was a lot of glute work, lifting your body away from the ground. So just notice if you do feel sore, that's why. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Martha. Oh, I am so glad it's nice weather, Martha. Remember maybe last year or even the year before when it was freezing for you, and here we are in LA. So I have a 30-day challenge. I don't know if you heard about that. It starts today. It's a balance challenge. It's your own self challenge. There is a Facebook group to share your experiences, but I'd love to have as many of you on there as possible because it's really good for us to work on balance. It's one of the most important aspects for healthy aging. So working on your balance for 30 days in a row, something is going to improve. And so this is a way to force yourself to show up every day to do something for 30 days. So go to my website. The link is there, DebbieRobinson.com. Oh, that's my email. Oh my gosh. That's my website. Okay, good. Thanks, Lynn. Good. I'm glad it was strong, but it's strong and hopefully manageable. I was actually doing that yesterday. I was at the end of the day, I came on the ground and I put my legs up in an ottoman and I just dug my heels into the ottoman and just started peeling my spine up and down off the ground. Then started doing some movements, lifting my leg up one at a time to strengthen my core. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow in class. All right. You're welcome. Thank you so much. And hope to see some of you on my challenge. Have a great day.